Hi there, this is Miss Marcy, and I'm back with another video about covert narcissism and the issues that we face as survivors of these creatures, you guys. Um, Happy Sunday, good morning. It's almost Christmas. Um, if you are spending it without your significant other for the first time, I'm letting you know that you are not alone and to stay strong and you are doing the right thing and to be encouraged and motivated. Okay, it will get better from here. So, it was on my mind to talk about being a wife to a covert narcissist. What does it feel like when you are forced out of that relationship and you're wondering, wasn't I a wife? Didn't I have a husband? Didn't we have a whole family? We had a whole life together? Listen, this video is for you, okay? Or anyone who wants to know about that. So, first of all, I want to say that narcissists do not have wives. They have beards, right? A beard is someone who is married, but the person that they're married to, the husband, he has another life. He is allowed to see other people. The wife is just there to serve the purpose of an image, a certain image that they want to uphold. And I used to think that being a beard was just for gay men who were married and they had their other life, they had their down low or their homosexual, bisexual lifestyle. And then in public, they have this wife, right? But no, it's not limited to that only. It also applies to someone that is living a double life, but they still have that wife to uphold that healthy and traditional image, okay? So how this applies to the being married to the covert narcissist is that he doesn't tell the wife that she is his beard, okay? Some women know in other instances, but in the case of the covert narcissist, the wife doesn't know. The wool is pulled over her eyes. She has been love bombed, just as I have and many of you listening, and she is in this moment. She is in this life with this narcissist. She loves him. You feel like you're in love. You're living your life and you are in a relationship. You are trying to please your husband. You're doing whatever he needs. You're trying to take care of business as a wife, as they say. All the pressures of that. Dealing with the in-laws. We'll be doing a video on the in-laws. Being in a relationship that is only real for her, only real for the wife. But the wife does not learn this until she unravels the web of all the things that are off about this man, until she figures out from being on YouTube or reading or otherwise, maybe from a therapist, that she is married to a covert narcissist. But the covert narcissist is cheating. He has multiple affairs. He is emotionally unattached to the wife. Being in a home with a covert narcissist might look a little bit like this. You come in, you have children, your house is a mess. You got to come in either with dinner or hurry up and go and whip something up. You are playing all positions here. The narcissist may be the breadwinner. So he feels even more so entitled as the breadwinner, to put the rest of the bricks on the back of the wife. He feels entitled, right? And meanwhile, he's living his own life. He's coming in late. He might have company over. His male friends come over. But when he goes to work, he's charming and he's love bombing the bosses and the female co-workers. He has a work wife. But he comes home and he just unloads on the wife. No compassion, no love, no connection, no coming home, hugging and kissing. It's just they walk in and they're irritated. What's for dinner? Oh, chicken again. And it eventually leads to a life of misery for the wife, because the wife is doing her darndest. She is doing everything she can to be a good wife, thinking that she can work hard enough. If she can work hard enough and cover all those bases and fill all those complaints that the narcissist has mentioned and all that criticism, right, and pressure from the husband, that he will give her love in return, because he once was loving. He once was caring. Okay? He was a loving husband. He got down on one knee and proposed. So the wife is not understanding why the husband is distant, why there's a coldness to him, why he can walk through the house and they're like two ships passing in the middle of the night. She's not understanding this, and she is thinking that the issue is her. And so she works harder and harder to try to gain this affection, hoping that if she does enough, that this man will go back to the way that he was. But it's nothing that she can do, because the narcissist has married this woman just so she can do a job. This is what he's thinking. I'm going to love bomb her. She has these nurturing qualities. She's empathetic. She's beautiful. She's funny. She's charismatic. People are generally drawn to her. I want that. I want her to make me look good. I want that for myself. But it's not so that he can be in love with her. It's not so they can be as one. It's not so they can be intertwined, or so he can love her and be there for her, so they can be one like a husband and wife were meant to be. He wants to use her as a prop, as a tool. I need that nurturing woman to be the mother of my kids, so she can nurture and love and guide my children. Oh, she's a great decorator. I need her to decorate my house. Oh, she's good at doing all these things. I want all those things for myself and my family, so my family can also use her. She's good at doing hair. Oh, she can do my mom's hair. My mom will have a personal hairstylist, right? All the things and qualities that you have, they do want it. They want it, but they want to use it. Okay? It's just a tool. It's more tools and things that they have control over that they can use to their advantage and use to please and serve their family. They see this woman as something to be used, as an object. So the wife is there to make this man look good. She's there to give the appearance of the nuclear family. She's there to give him sex. She's there to give herself to him without him giving himself to her. And he's going to breadcrumb her. He's going to make sure that he does a little bit, that they go on a couple of trips, or they do a couple of things, or he gets her a nice Christmas present, or he takes her somewhere for her birthday. Even though he acts evil when they get there, or neglectful when they get there, he acts like he does not want to be there with her. Okay? But he does enough to keep that woman around, where she feels like, oh, that good guy is still in there. The person I married is still in there. He'll come out eventually, right? But no, that person is not really there. The lights are on. They're going through the motions, but nobody is home. This is what is happening in the narcissist's mind. He thinks that, well, I can have a wife, but the mistresses and talking crap about my wife and putting her down and telling people that she's not a good wife, she's not a good mother, those are all things for his own personal narcissistic supply. He feels like in having a side chick, my ex-husband told me, well, that was for me. It didn't have anything to do with you. I had her over there. That was supposed to be for me. Like it was the last slice of cake, y'all. Like it was the last slice of pizza. Like that was for me. You weren't supposed to bother with that. He felt like he wasn't the problem. Him having infidelities and affairs, that wasn't the problem. The problem was actually that he was married. This is how they think. They think the rules don't apply to them and that they can do whatever they want, and it's not their responsibility. They married you, but they don't have an obligation to you. They married you because they wanted to keep their kids. But in reality, they want to have their cake and eat it too. In a nutshell, if I could put it simple and plain, they just want to have their cake and eat it too. But they don't want to put the work into the marriage. They don't want to treat the wife nice. They're going to do evil tactics and all the abusive, the gaslighting and the future faking. All the not techniques, all of the strategies and tactics that they use. They do all these things, but they don't want the marriage. They don't want the relationship. They treat the wife mean and they use all these abusive tactics because they need narcissistic supply and they feed off of your pain. Sadly and unfortunately, they do. They have a need to cause people close to them pain, and most of the time, this falls on the wife. So on top of being cheated on top of working yourself and myself, okay, on top of us working ourselves to the bone, working our fingers to the bone to get this man's love and affection, to get things back to the way that they once were, he's running a smear campaign. He's putting us down in our face and behind our back. In my face, my husband would do things like talk about the food I was making. He would say he was hungry, but then when the food got ready, after the work was done, he wasn't hungry. He would do things like call me and say, hey, what's for dinner? And then when I come home, he has brought restaurant food while I'm in there cooking a whole meal. He has intentionally done underhanded things that just make me more tired, just to drain me, just to get the reaction out of me. Okay, and that's just to name a couple, but they're evil. They like to torture you, and they revel in the reaction. They revel in the pain and looking at you and saying, oh, she looks tired, knowing that you're drained, knowing that they are doing this to you and that you don't know what's really happening. So the narcissist does not want a wife. What they want is a nanny, a maid, a cook, an emotional punching bag, a gardener. Everything you do is a job. They look at the wife like, I'm marrying you, but in their mind, oh, I'm hiring you to do this job, and you should be grateful for it because I didn't have to marry you. They think they're doing the wife a favor by marrying her. They think they're rescuing her in their own twisted mind. One thing I know to be true about a covert narcissist, a lot of things that I've read and have been confirmed by my own experience, and you can speak in the comments and let me know if this is true for you. The narcissist, in their mind and the way they talk, they're always either the hero or the victim. So when they marry the wife, they think, I'm being the hero. I'm rescuing her. She's out here dating these other guys that's doing her wrong. Because I told the narcissist my business, like a lot of us did. Not your fault. You know, they're experts at being whoever they need to be when they need to be it. Not your fault, but learn from it. Okay. I told him my business, and in his mind, he's like, oh, I need to help this woman, this young girl, this young lady. She's going through a lot dealing with, you know, the person that I was dating before I was dating him. And he's like, oh, well, I can do way better than him. But in the back of that mind, that demon was like, oh, we're going We know what we're going to do with her. We're going to bring her in. And when the nice part of them brings them in, the actor, okay, the front man brings you in, the demon is ready to, can't wait. They're rubbing their hands together. They're waiting for them to set it up so they can start to chip away at you and eventually destroy you. Emotionally, physically, whatever they can do, whatever they can get. So if you are married to a narcissist, just know they don't see you. You are not the wife. You are the help. That's why they can do all these cold things. They are unattached. Just like when you unplug the wall, unplug a cord from the wall, they are detached. They can walk past you. You can be in the house. They will treat you worse than a stranger on the street. They won't speak to you. They give you that silent treatment. You can be in a room. They'll turn the light off and say, "Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't realize you were there." They do not see you. Sometimes I think it's intentional, and sometimes I think they really are just in their own head, in their own world. They're thinking about that next affair. They're thinking about texting the side chick. They're thinking about the next thing, that they're going to do. They're living their life. They are living their sick, twisted, selfish, demonic lives while keeping the wife there, holding on to the wife. If you talk to them and you tell them you're going to leave, they might convince you to stay. But why? They're not done using you. That's why. But to the wife, to me, to someone that was in love and was willing to do whatever it took to save my marriage, I thought when he said stay, it's because he wanted to work it out. They will go to counseling. They will cry tears. They will turn over a new leaf. They will have an epiphany. They will go through all these motions to show you that they want you to stay, that they want to do the work. But somewhere along the way, they fall off the wagon. Doesn't take long. And before you know it, you're back in that same merry-go-round, back in that same cycle. So this is painful and hard to hear, and I have lived it. And I want you to know that it's better for you to leave than to be sucked dry and to be drugged down further than you already have. That person is going to be who they are when you leave or if you stay. Don't worry about the new chick. Don't worry about the replacement chick. Don't worry about the home wrecker. They're going to get theirs. Especially if the narcissist brings them in after you leave. They're going to get theirs because the narcissist is not who they pretend to be. Okay? So the sooner you leave, the closer you will be to saving yourself and to getting back to you and to rebuilding yourself. And I know it is hard to leave, but trust me, it feels better once you get out. It's harder to stay than it is to leave. And I can say that because I have been on both sides of the fence. I stayed, and now that I have left, I feel better. Even though I'm going through the recovery, I feel better in the aspect of he's not getting anything else from me. He can't take anything else from me. Okay? They can't take anything else. But the longer you stay, the more of yourself that you are giving to them, and they don't care. They don't think about anything you did 30 seconds ago. They don't care. They don't care what you do for them. They don't care. They always have an excuse about why they did what they did. And it's never their fault. And even if you back them into a corner and they admit to it, like my ex did, he still didn't have the remorse. The remorse was not there. You cannot make somebody feel remorse. They might feel ashamed. They might feel some shame, but so far it's not enough for them to do right by you. So it's just not enough. They have to go and do their own work, or they're just going to be that same person no matter who they get with. Okay, so I'm going to close out this video. And I apologize if it was triggering. But I'm telling the truth, and I do have compassion. I do have empathy for all the survivors, and I'm hoping that you get out. I'm rooting for you to get out. It's better on the other side, and it gets greater. Thank you for listening, and God bless.